Hey guys, Tylord here with a pickups video. I have some movies here and some video games. I'll start off with the video games so I don't bore you. I got a nice little package from HGR, Hidden Game Room. Go check his channel out and go subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know if he's been very active lately, but every once in a while he'll do pickup videos and show captured footage of all the games. He has great big collector. Me and him usually send packages back and forth from time to time. He just sent me some stuff, so really stuff I really like. Actually requested some of this. Sent me some good stuff here. I got some movies here too, but I'll get to the games first. First off, for a little surprise, he put in the Tiger Electronics Transformers game. I'll probably just keep this in the package and put it up on the shelf as a decoration. I admit I played these a lot when I was a kid on the bus on the way from home from school or on road trips before I got a Game Boy. We'll get to Game Boy in a minute here, but man, after you go to Game Boy, this stuff just seemed like trash after that. I mean, I admit I did have fun with some of these games. I had a racing game, I think it was just called Racing, and Double Dragon. I played the heck out of those games on the Tiger handhelds, but man, I really have no nostalgia for them, no warm memories. It's all about the Game Boy. So I do like Transformers Generation 1, so that here's some in-game footage. The little animations look pretty good for a watch. So yeah, I don't know, I might open that up. Anyway, but on to the Game Boy games. HGR sent me Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 for Game Boy. Man, these bring back warm memories for me. I used to play these all the time. Big fan of Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 at the arcade. And I didn't have a TV in my room or anything, and no cell phones or computers back then. But I had a Game Boy, so just the idea of having Mortal Kombat on a handheld I could take anywhere, I just love that. I didn't know too many people I could link them up to play two players, but I mostly just played the arcade mode. This one, I really had to force myself to like it. The graphics are okay for 8-bit, but it really had, I think it was the probe development, which usually they do okay, but this one, like, you could not pull the moves off. It was really awkward to control. There was no pause. I think you had to pause between the rounds, because I forgot if you hold both punch and kick was block, or maybe start was block. I can't remember, but man, this was hard. Some of the moves I could not pull them off 1 out of 100 times. The quarter circle moves and the certain moves you just can't pull off on this. But I did play the heck out of this. I'm glad to have it back in my collection. Now this is a different story here. He sent me Mortal Kombat 2. I'll cut to some footage of that right now. Okay, I want you to take a look at this Mortal Kombat game on Game Boy here. Mortal Kombat 2, Acclaim Entertainment, a probe development, Midway presents. Look at the presentation on this thing, and it plays really well. All the moves are easy to do. It's nice and smooth controls. Only has 1 punch, 1 kick, and select or start is block. But take a look at this. Really nice looking and smooth for a Game Boy game. One of the best 8-bit fighting games, I'd say. Okay, just wanted to show you that. Anyway, though, so you can see that's pretty nice looking, at least by my standards. I think this has got to be in the top 3 or 4 8-bit fighting games. It plays really well. All the moves are there. Like I play as Liu Kang. His bicycle kick is there. His high fireball, his low fireball, his flying kick. He has 2 fatalities. I think they 2 fatalities. I think they have like brutalities and babalities and all those silly things too. So they crammed a lot of good stuff into this Game Boy cart. Back then it was really impressive. I was still impressed by it today. I took it to work and played through it a few times. So really glad to have that. Thanks again, HGR, for sending that to me. And then here's another one he sent me. I've always wanted to play this, Shadow Man. My brother used to play it on N64, I remember, and it looked really good, but I never got around to playing it. This is really pushing the PlayStation. I was playing it on my PS3, so I don't know if the emulation's bad or what, but this thing was really chugging. It probably always looks like Jello. All of the polygons look like Jello. And then it looked like some of the animation was messed up, like it was glitching out. And then the camera angle got messed up, like it got over to the right. So the camera was kind of off-centered, and I couldn't fix it. So I don't know if it's just the game was glitchy or just the emulation on the PS3. But really ambitious game. It's kind of like open, not really open world, but the whole big world is connected. There's no load screens, and it's fairly realistic looking environments. Not like I would say it's sort of like a collectathon type adventure thing. I guess or it's a mixture of that and maybe like Soul Reaver. But it's action third person horror, so I like that. And it's like voodoo themed. So a really cool theme. It has a lot of voice acting. Look, a lot of good voice acting. Some funny characters in here. Scary monsters. I just got to the part where he has a gun. I couldn't get any further to get all the special magical moves and the other weapons. But it looks like you can save anywhere. It looks like a really ambitious game. I actually ordered it on N64 so I can play it on that, because this thing's glitching out bad. But I'm glad to have it because check out, there's a map in here. There's a highly ambitious game. I was really enjoying playing what I did of it. Yeah, sort of voodoo themed, scary action horror, third person shooter. Really cool stuff. Okay, so now on to the movies. Found some Dollar Tree stuff. Anyone knows about this, let me know. Dunton, Laughing Under the Clouds Gaiden. It's a 3-film set on Blu-ray for $1.25. I thought that was good. I don't know if it's worth anything. I haven't really looked into it. And I'm not really super into anime, but anyone who knows about that, let me know. Okay, on to the scary movies. I found this Animal Among Us. 15 years ago, 2 teenage girls were murdered at the Merrymaker campgrounds. The case was filed as an animal attack. The camp condemned, and killer was never found. But something horrific still waits in the woods. I don't know if it's a slasher movie or an animal creature feature or what. What sold me on this was Don Fry is in it, the Predator, one of my favorite fighters of all time. And I still like him to this day, still a fan of him. He has the Dan and Don Toxic Masculinity podcast. Dan Severn and Don Fry, I love those guys. But always a fan of Predator Don Fry ever since I was a kid. When I first saw him in Ultimate Fighter number 5. No. Was it the Ultimate Fighter 6 or 5 or 6 is where he first debuted and won, and then he won one of the Ultimates. It could have been 7 or 8. I can't remember. Anyway, but not only do I like Don Fry as a fighter, every movie I've seen him in I like. Godzilla Final War is an epic Japanese monster sci-fi martial art movie. Don Fry has a role in that. I like him in David Worth's Honor, that with Rowdy Piper. So I got a Don Fry movie at the dollar store, yeah. This one, The Barge People, a Shudder movie with a slipcover. I thought I'd get that. I don't know anything about this. I haven't researched it or anything, and I haven't watched it. But I thought I would give that a try. Creature feature type thing. Looks like it has some practical prosthetic effects. And then over at Rasputin's, I collect crappy shark movies, so I had to give this one a chance. Michael Madsen and Megalodon. Not to be confused with David Worth's Megalodon, Shark Attack 3. This one looks like it's a battleship versus a shark. So I'm kind of interested in watching that. 2018 looks like this was made. There's a few movies called this. There's one from like the early 2000s called Megalodon. It's like a deep sea thriller. And then, of course, the Shark Attack 3. And then, not to be confused with John Alton's the Meg, the movie of John Alton's Meg. But anyway, there's one. Okay, and this is more Dollar Tree stuff. The Mercenary. This one I just got because it looks like it has like a kung fu priest in here. I thought that looked like a cool concept. Yeah, I don't recognize any of these names. He must be like a kung fu guy. I probably have seen him in something. I see Louis Mandylor's in there. Okay, and then I found a Scott Adkins movie, Dead Reckoning. I don't know if this is a yacht thriller or a high seas thriller. I don't know. I see James Remar's in there too. I'm a fan of his from The Warriors. You might know him as Raiden in Mortal Kombat 2 Annihilation. My favorite role of James Remar is The Quest. He plays the old school like boxer from the 20s, Maxi Divine, heavyweight champion of the world. But anyway, Scott Adkins always has some excellent action martial art fights. I'm hoping that's in this movie. Speaking of martial art movies, this one was referred to me by Corey from the Hardcore Graveyard. Billy of the Beast with Steven Seagal from 2006. No, 2003, sorry. Directed by Ching Soo Sung. Sort of a really action-packed kung fu. It really reminds me of like a Chinese kung fu movie. It's not typical Seagal stuff. Usually, I kind of, to be honest, I prefer Seagal stuff, the breaking arms and bending the joints, the Aikido stuff that he's known for. This one, he mostly just does like kung fu, which is cool, I guess. A lot of shooting, a lot of action. What's his name? Brian Mann is in here. He's Seagal's buddy. It's the guy that played Ryu in Street Fighter. Pretty cool action movie. Hardcore Graveyard recommended this. I wanted to shout him out, give him a plug too. Subscribe to his channel. He has all kinds of interviews with action movie stars and stuntmen and everything. I've learned a lot of behind the scenes stuff about a lot of my favorite movies listening to his interviews. And he does a podcast every week about wrestling. Big into collecting Blu-rays and action figures and comics and movies. But he does have a, what is it called? Whatnot. A Whatnot page that you got to go check out. He's usually, at least once a week, he'll be auctioning off Blu-rays, movies, video games, action figures at really good prices. I haven't jumped in and bid on anything yet because I'm usually at work during that time. But I'll leave a link to his Whatnot and his YouTube channel. Anyway, so glad he recommended that one. I found this one for $4 at Rasputin's. I wouldn't have given it a chance any other way because I'm not really into Seagal stuff after 2000, but a decent movie in the right up my alley. And speaking of right up my alley, I had to get these movies. I was turned on to these by not Viking Samurai, that Fat Samurai guy. He had David Worth on there. Speaking of David Worth, again, that's the third time I've mentioned him. The director of Kickboxer. Anyway, he's doing a part 3 to this series. Alan Delaby, this action guy, he's kind of like the modern Seagal. He's a filmmaker, actor, really like these movies, high in the drama, really, for such low budget, they're really well made, and a lot of martial arts action. He's like up there with Seagal with the martial art moves. Borrowed Time, this guy's dying of a brain tumor, and he just got out of prison, and he's trying to clean up the streets over in Europe. And the second one, Anatomy of an Anti-Hero, he comes to the United States. You see a lot of and he directs this and acts in it. He probably like passion projects from this guy. You can tell he's a fan of grew up and was influenced by like 90s Van Damme movies. He has a lot of actors from the Van Damme movies, like and then other actors too. Eric Roberts is in here. Michelle Akisi that plays Tong Po in Bloodsport, Louis Mandalore, all kinds of oh, and then what is his name, Abdel Kisi that plays Attila in Lionheart, to name a few. The new one I'm really looking forward to, part 3. I don't know if it's going to be on Tubi. Check these out on Tubi. I had to buy these because they were cheap. Actually, Alan sent me a link to the where I could get these for cheap on Amazon. So glad to have those. Okay, and then these two I'm really happy about. I'll finish it off with these. These are 2 movies I've been looking for years, and I cannot find them. The first one is American Kickboxer 1 with Keith Vitale. That really badass martial art guy from like, I think it was competitive in the 70s, but you probably recognize him from a lot of martial art movies like Wheels on Mills with Jackie Chan, and Revenge of the Ninja, and No Retreat, No Surrender 3, one of my favorites. This is American Kickboxer movie. I guess this has, I was listening to an interview with him actually on Hardcore Graveyard's channel about Keith Vitale saying like all the great choreography in this movie, fight choreography, like really hard hitting stuff, like almost like a competitive level, not very Hollywoodist. I do like the high-flying Hollywood stuff, but this is like really kind of down-to-earth, gritty kickboxing. So I've been really looking forward to seeing this. I've never seen this one. I do love American Kickboxer 2, which has nothing to do with this. It's a really fun action buddy movie. American Kickboxer 2, I'd like to find that one too. I think that one's easier to find. Okay, and then the only Don the Dragon movie I've never seen, Crooked. I had to get this one. This is a winning combination. It's got Don the Dragon Wilson, Gary Busey, Fred Williamson, one of my favorite actors, and Olivier Gruner, another top-notch action martial arts guy. And to top it all off, it's directed by Art Camacho. That's like one of my favorite action directors, maybe one of my top directors. If you haven't seen Recoil with Gary Daniels, that's one of the best action movies ever made. And Redemption with Don the Dragon Wilson and Cynthia Rothrock and Richard Norton. What else? Assassin X with Olivier Gruner. Okay, so I just was really happy to find this one. I haven't watched it yet, but looking forward to watching it. Glad to have that in my collection. So that's about it. Yeah, so shout out to HGR for sending me the video games. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. Shout out to Hardcore Graveyard. I'll leave a link to his channel and his whatnot. And shout out to that fat samurai guy. I guess he's going through some hard times right now, but he's the one that turned me on to these movies on his live cast with David Worth, the director. So very cool. So I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful week. Bye.